Your story was covered by the New York Times as well as PBS.
I heard rumor going through the community saying that, they're taking people back to Cambodia. I still have a bad feeling. I told my wife, we better go. I don't need the citizenship. He went up to the counter, he called me back, talked to him for a bit, turned around, there's a police officer in my back. Got arrested that day in INS. It's like the comedy say you got fired on your first day. But to me, it is what it is. I think that God put me here for a reason also. So that's why my editor, we like to share to the world that, hey, this is not, you're not dead, you're still living, live the best you can, don't dwell on the past, just keep moving forward,
Dirty to Lie. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to 30 to Life. I'm Muso Ron, and today's guest is Loeun Lun. Mr. Lun, you have an interesting story. You grew up in Tacoma, Washington, where you experienced bullying and racism, which led you to hang around gangs. At the age of 17, you were involved in an altercation where you were arrested for second-degree assault. You then served a year in jail, and once released, you decided to change your life and began building a future for yourself. You got a job, got married, and had children. Life was pretty normal. But one day, your wife asked you to travel back to Cambodia with her to visit a sick relative. You got to apply for your citizenship, and instead of getting your citizenship, you ended up being detained because of that crime 9 years prior. And unfortunately, you were taken from your family and deported back to Cambodia. Your story was covered by the New York Times as well as PBS. You also have a YouTube channel called Sentence Home, where you continue to share your story and your life experiences. Loeun, welcome to 30 to Life.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem, man. I'm excited to have this interview with you. You really do have an interesting story. So let me take you back. Your wife tells you she wants to go back to Cambodia to visit her grandma because she has been sick and she's getting older. So you need to go down and get your citizenship. Take us back to that day when you went down there and what happened.
It all started because, yes, she wanted to come visit her grandma. She's getting old and sick. Before we went to get my citizenship, I heard rumor going through the community saying that, they're taking people back to Cambodia. So, that's why I told her, I said, look, I don't think it's a good idea for me to go get the citizenship because there's rumor going through it. And, as you can tell, the rumor is true. And yeah, we went to get our citizenship. I woke up like 3 in the morning to get ready, my baby and stuff like that. And we got there because it's a long way drive, about say 40 minutes from Tacoma to Seattle. Yeah. Plus it's just a cold, rainy, snowy day. And we're thinking that that's not a lot of people in line. But when we got there about 6 o'clock, there's 100 people, in line already.
Wow.
We were just standing cold just like everybody else. By the time we got in, about 9 o'clock, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning already inside. And then here, it's my turn to go in for the interview. The agent called me in the interview. He said, yeah, it's good, it's good. And then he had me sit outside at the, at the waiting room with my family. So we sit there for like 40 minutes. And then he called me up to the counter. He went to the counter. He called me up and said, look, Loeun, can you sit here and wait for a bit? I was thinking, yeah, okay, maybe he give me the certificate or something. So we sit, but my feeling I still have a bad feeling. I told my wife, we better go. I don't need the citizenship. So she just said, just wait. So I wait another 30 minutes. He went up to the counter, he called me back, talked to him for a bit, turned around, there's a police officer in my back. He was standing there. Seattle police officer. He stand there and say, "Are you Mr. Lun?" I said, "Yes." "Are you under arrest?" "For what?" He don't. The police don't even know that he came to arrest me. So the police said, "I don't know. They called me and I come to arrest you." And this called me because you got uh, what you call that arrest warrant from INS to take me back. I said, it's like 8 or 9 years already.
Hmm.
And the police, he couldn't understand it either. He said, he don't know, he just feels sorry. That's it.
Wow.
You see me and the two little baby and my wife. So the agent, the guy that interviewed me, he looked like some kind of grumpy old man or something like that. He just. So yeah, I got arrested, and then the INS place is pretty big. It's like a 3-story building, and they got the basement down. So the officer came in, the other INS officer came in, and took me down to the basement floor to get to get the information, they pulled your ID card out, they took your social security card out, they don't let you have anything. You get zero. So, and then they make you change clothes into a green, military green suit. And then my wife, she just said, the cage, and she's behind the cage. I was in the cage, baby crying all day. And we sit there and talk. And she keep on crying. I said, it's too late now. No use to cry. Just take the baby, go home. Don't worry about me. Baby crying, she's crying. So she felt regretful that she didn't listen. But to me, it is what it is. I think that God put me here for a reason also. That's
Right.
yeah, that was that day that I got arrested that day in INS. It's like the comedy say you got fired on your first day. It's like that. I got arrested in INS. Can you believe that?
Man, that's very unfortunate. And you were just trying to go down there to get citizenship so you can go back and visit. It's not like you were doing anything wrong. Wow. So they arrest you, and now you're sitting there in INS. How long did it take to deport you?
Well, it take like altogether it's like 3 months. You back and forth from Washington, California, Arizona. Because they trying to move people around so they can get the consulate closer to where they are. So they keep on moving around back and forth, back and forth. And we went to California. That's why I went to talk to the consulate, the Cambodian consulate, so they can process the paper, a removal process. So yeah, it take 3 months. But out of that 3 months, the last month, right? It was during December. They let me out. They let me out so I can be with my family in Christmas.
Oh, okay. So they let you out for a little while to spend Christmas.
Yeah. So they want me to be prepared, my lawyer, stuff like that.
Right.
And so and he said, look, get your stuff together, your clothes, and I got out for like a month. Then I knew it was my time to go back. I just went back. I didn't want to, my idea. I don't want no problem with the families. I just go back to the INS place.
Right. You didn't want to run or anything because you didn't want those problems with your family. Them bugging.
I just don't want the police to deal with the family they didn't know nothing about.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. So you arrive in Cambodia and you're first sent to a detention center. Tell us what that experience was like for you.
The Cambodian detention center is like in hell.
Wow.
You sleep on the ground where it's dirty. I was the seventh group out of we're 11 people got deported, but with the seventh group. So yeah, it was dirty. The bathroom, there's just little gecko all over the wall. pooping on your head when you're sleeping. Cockroach as big as your finger. And then the worst part is the mosquito. Can't sleep. And
Yeah.
the fan way high and nope, can't sleep.
Right.
It's
Was it really
really,
hot?
yeah, yeah, it's hot.
Mhm.
It's so hot, you know, it make California look like uh, North Pole. I mean, yeah, yeah, because it's hotter than California.
Did you have any family there in Cambodia to help you get on your feet, or did you basically have to start from nothing?
I I had to basically start from scratch. You know, my wife, my family back in the state, they helped me out. I do have a step brother, but you know, like I said, I don't depend on anybody because I don't know them well enough to ask for help. I just do what I can with my immediate family in the state. So basically, just all over again.
Wow. So, how did you and your wife keep in contact when you first got there to Cambodia?
Uh, Before we didn't have the smartphone, I just go like I get my breakfast and then go into they call it like a cafe, internet cafe, where they have a desktop computer, and then you just call through this voice line, and then you just talk. But you cannot see each other. That's the problem. That's back then that we don't. We just talk on the voice phone because it's cheap. Yeah, and we did that years and years and years. But you know, as time go by, the money does have a problem when you call all the time, especially on the other side of the world, because they use the scratch card that costs $10, $20, or $50 a time they call.
Hmm.
And I also spend like $5 a day just to call back. So yeah, it does wear out your wallet as time go by.
It's almost like being in prison, making those
Yeah, yeah,
telephone
yeah.
calls.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
I can't imagine, what you were going through. How difficult was that being so far away from your wife and children? And how long was it until you got to see them again?
Um, it's really, really difficult because all of a sudden they pull you out from your family like that. Very, very difficult. From a father to a guy that's don't know anything in Cambodia, and it take first. My wife came like a year later because she got to get everything prepared, all the clothing, so she can bring to me. Uh, she came first that year. So after that, she went back. Then she brought the two girls to come and visit when they got a little bit older. A couple of years later, they came and visit because the money is really straining because three people on a plane. Yeah, it's hard work.
I bet you were really happy to see them. What was that reunion like, seeing them again?
But it's you can't explain the expression. You can't explain it. It's like you wake up from the dead.
Yeah, man. I bet it was very difficult for you. I imagine when you first arrived there in Cambodia, it must have been a culture shock for you, of course. You started telling us a little bit about that, but how was living conditions compared in Cambodia to United States for you?
Uh, the in Cambodia, it's the living standard. If you got if you rich, you're okay to live. But if you don't have any money like I am, you got one motorbike. It's basically a scooter, and you rent a house. I mean a room. You can't rent a house, so it's so expensive. So me and my previous wife in Cambodia we rented a room, and in the state where everybody got car, they go in style or whatever. They got a house. Yeah, it's very very different.
Right. Was it hard for you to get used to the food and, things like that?
Yeah, the food here is freshly killed most of the time.
Mhm.
It's like the chicken, mainly the chicken is you can kill it and you can eat it, but The water is bad. It make you have stomach problem. Different because I usually I don't have time in the state to cook my own food. I always buy pre-prepped food like McDonald's or stuff like that for the kid
Right.
to eat or for me to eat because I don't have any time. So here I got time. I learned how to cook, kill chicken. Very different.
Yeah.
Boil my water all the time to drink now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here in United States, we're spoiled.
Yeah. So that's why it is it's like a I'm turning around. It's like a culture shock to me. Come back
Yeah.
that I didn't know nothing about. You know.
Right. Even
Yeah.
the like the language difference also, right?
Yes. 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 Because we
Yeah.
usually speak English. Here, I gotta learn how to make myself clear when I speak Cambodian, so that way I don't get a pinpoint at talk like everybody else. Now I can talk clear, so I don't get discriminated.
So being that you are a deportee and from over here, you do get discriminated against over there, huh?
Yes, 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 you do because the language is your own language. You can't even speak clearly, you know. And you got tattoo when you got nobody has tattoo. It's just a just like us getting deported. We're because they don't know we convict. That's the problem. Then when they see the tattoo, they say, "Oh man, what are you guys from?"
Mm.
You know, they keep on asking because of the tattoo. I say, "Yeah, man, back in the day, I might as well tell them the truth rather than to keep it a secret and lie all the time."
Right,
So I
right.
told them the truth. I said, "Look, man, the reason why I got tattooed, the reason why I can't speak clear, I got deported. Make you feel any better, you know? That's why I'm telling you this." That's what I told them. They say, "Yeah, yeah, that's good." And what's the tattoo for? I said, "Look, it's gang related.
Mhm.
That's why I have tattoo. If I'm not a gang, you think I would have been here? No."
Mhm.
And it does help them shut them out, not asking no more questions.
Right. Just
Yeah,
keep it 100 right from the gate.
yeah. I just tell them the truth. Yeah, much
Yep.
easier for me.
Right, right. I heard that there's a lot of deportees there, and many of them with situations similar to yours. I even heard that some of them have even committed suicide because it was hard for them to adapt to the new life there in Cambodia. Is this true?
It's very true. It's definitely true because we did a rip page for the guy that died. A lot of guys that passed away, they can't deal with this situation, and this is just an awareness that it is sending home awareness for other Cambodian that will return, make them aware that they just be careful, just adjust to what you're gonna adjust to because you have to. You got no other choice. Adjust to it.
Mhm.
Don't dwell on the past. Just keep moving forward. You know, because like I said, I got here because God put me here.
Right.
So everything that I did is all been from God. So I figure that I got here like that. That's why my editor, we like to share to the world that hey, this is not you're not dead. You're still living. Live the best you can. You know, that's why Send Home is a community uh, a community page if they want to look, and then we just tell them, hey, this is not right. Hey, come over and just keep your head up. You know.
Right. That's great words and great advice to live by. And that's really good
Thank
that you
you.
guys are out there trying to give back and trying to help those who are in similar situations. For you, what kept you focused? I know you said that, you believe that God had put you in this place, in this position. And I believe the same also, but what really kept you mentally strong over the years, being away from your family and just being in a different land?
Well, first, my wife and the state that keep me focused with the kid and stuff like that. They were young. They didn't know any better. As time go by, like I said, the long distance relationship will fade. I don't know how long. I don't know how big your love is, but sooner or later it will fade. I still got focused because my two girls there. That's why I stay focused, and I got remarried. I got three little girl. I keep myself focused because of them, and I go to work. Even though they pay me $150 a month, I still do what I got to do to bring food on the table. That's the focus I have. It's not just me. I got to take care of my whole family. It's easy for one to die, but it's hard for one to live.
Man, yeah, so true, brother. So how long have you been there now in Cambodia since you've been deported, and you know, what's life like for you today?
I've been here 20 years going, and life, it pulled like a roller coaster ride sometime because you know, the job. I take what it is. I get paid here really, really cheap. 180, 150. If I don't take it, somebody will take it. Because I had to, like I said, I had to feed my family, pay rent, and the only thing I got left is about 20 or $10 for the whole month again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, so is there anything that you want to say to the viewers that they can take away from your experiences or just life in general?
It'd be a big help to the viewer that it does help me a lot if they do help, like, and watch or subscribe, and it does reach out to other people that's affected, not just the Cambodian, the Laos, and the Vietnamese. They all affected because they all getting brought back. So yes, like I said, it does a big help for the video to help out, like, you know, share, comment, like, and subscribe. Anything that you guys want to know about deportation, we can try to get it right away for you. You know, it just, that's a big help. And also, we just started this, and we hitting our 520 subscriber, and we that's you know, it's pretty. I'm pretty happy about that, and a lot of people knew about what's going on deportation. That's good too.
Right, right. Well, I'm sure after this interview gets published, you're going to get a lot more subscribers. You know, that's good though. And I'm very happy for what you're doing. I'm thankful for what you're doing. You're out there helping people, helping other people understand what it's like, you know, going through these types of situations. Mr. Lun, it was a pleasure speaking with you today. I want to wish you and your family the best of luck. Thank you again for sharing your story with us here on 30 to Life. Y'all know what it is. Stay the fuck out of trouble. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for watching. If you're still here, man, let me talk to you guys for a second. You know, Loeun's story really touched me. After the interview, I got to talk to him and his editor for a moment. And I asked those guys, you know, how can I send y'all something, maybe a package or something, you know, just to show my appreciation. And they were respectful, and they were just saying, you know, Ron, it'll cost you a lot of money, like an arm and a leg, just to send a package to us. Plus, they don't have no addresses, you know, they live on the street with no addresses. So, you know, you have to Western Union everything. But, you know, I just feel for these guys in this tough situation. So do me a big favor. I think the best way we can help these guys out is go over to their channel, you know, hit that subscribe button. Let's get them over 1,000 subscribers. I think they're at like 916 or something like that right now. Let's get them over 1,000 subscribers. Let's get them some watch time, and maybe they can get their channel monetized and start making a little bit of money or something, and that can help them out. So, you know, I appreciate it if you guys can get over there, get them over 1,000 subscribers. Man, that would really help these guys out a lot. But y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate y'all. Stay the fuck out of trouble.